Up to you, trust me, I'm happy to talk.
There we go.
Let's do it.
All right, we are back. Yellow Hat has gone for the day today. Joining me for the last match, which will be the last match that we will most likely get to cast, unless this one is a super big blowout and we can join another one. But I do have a Seismic joining me for the last match. How you doing today, Seismic?
Good, how are you guys doing?
I'm personally doing great. I hope chat is doing great as well. For this last match,
Oh, yeah.
we have Determined versus Sleepy Juice. Determined is one of the highest ranked Hyperdash teams in the world, I believe. They do own that team. And Sleepy Juice coming over from Pavlov with a couple other players as well. It should be a pretty fun match to end off on. And these teams will be competing for the, some of the final spots to be able to get into the group stages.
This is the LCQ, or the Last Chance Quals. It's also worth noting that both these teams are 2-0 this qualifier so far. Both have a 19-point differential. So the tail of the tape puts them very, very equal. So it'll be very curious to see which team pops out over the other, because both are vying for that first slot in quals with the highest point differentiation. So a lot on the line for this one match we're about to watch here.
And for anybody in chat not aware, the way that the group stage will work is you are seeded based on the point differential. So if you are able to have an 11-0 blowout, you're going to be seeded a little bit higher in the group stages, which gives you a kind of like an easier time in the group stages, so you can try to make it to Miami. So very important.
All that point differentiation is all down to seeding, so seems to have a lot more to fight for than just the map win. Couldn't agree more.
Just waiting on the last member of Sleepy Juice to join in here. Just judging from the weapons people are having. We've been seeing a lot of MK, a little bit of ACP, and 1 or 2 AKs as well. I'd be interested to see like a Vector. Always interested to see the Scar, but no one ever grabs that.
And it does look like we're following that trend of mainly M4s, 1 ACP, and 1 AK. Seem to be the trend, with the AK being on the side of Determined and the SVG being on the side of Sleepy. But we'll see how it actually plays on the match. Everyone's just doing their warm-ups right about now. We'll be underway in about 30 seconds.
30 seconds on that for right now. And we do have, it looks like Determined starting on the Rayab side, so they will be on defense for the first part of this game.
Yeah. But we're going to swing right underway to Determined versus Sleepy Juice. Put your map predictions in the chat. I'd love to see what you guys think as well. But yeah, normal breakdown as usual. First to 11, round switch at 10. Goes kick it off with pistol rounds. Starting in about 5 seconds.
Now kicking off with that pistol round, do you tend to prefer the Glock or the silenced pistol for the pistol round?
I tend to opt for the Glock, but I know that there's a lot of opinions across the board. I like the sight, and I might just be partial to that.
That's fair enough.
How about yourself?
The Glock is one that you can put that red dot on. I personally prefer the silenced pistol just because of the high damage. The one taps from range here. But we are getting right in this round. Determined doing what they did in the previous couple matches where Rekko and Makers are pushing into this lower tunnels to get some intel. Humanoid would end up pushing down, managing to get one trade. But 2 members down of Sleepy Juice right now. Scanner down at upper tunnel. Hisoka picking it up. Rogue pushing down along. And Rekko grabbing a kill on Slay Exodus. Rogue actually making it onto the back of site here. Hisoka in the tunnels with the scanner here.
And the pistol fights exchanging, that's a full trade. That'll be 1v3 situation.
1v3, a Dark Moon and
he has
Rekko
the scanner in hand.
Hisoka gets 1, gets 2. Has the scanner.
1v1 situation, scanner in hand. The last person rotating in from mid. He has to get the scan down. Will the plank go down before he gets hit? Shots come in. He gets advantage to the planner and just goes for the kill here. Nade coming out.
Oh!
Tags up 1v3 clutch.
Great headshot from Hisoka there at the very end. Gets tagged a little bit while trying to go for the scanner, but managing to just secure the kill with that headshot. Had about a minute on the clock and said, I can just go for this kill here. I got this.
Round
Very
starting.
confident.
Get ready.
Great round. 3-0
Brilliant
for
work.
Hisoka. Now, second round, we do have guns now, and we are seeing that MK on most players. Darude rocking that ACP. Makers with that AK. Rogue
Both teams opting for like a 2-1-2 split. Mid gets engaged off rip. We're going down.
Yeah, just now able to kind of peel apart this mid-angle trade coming out from Rogue on Vert. 2 players down on Determined right now. Darude taking a peek onto A site. Humanoid trading him out. 1v on that that barrel angle.
And that death will be scanner down, but it's going to be recovered under the assumption that they know the scanner's down already. There we go.
On Dark Moon. And they know where the last player is right now. Humanoid Banana actually hitting 1v a couple of times, but the scanner is still down on this mid angle. Got dropped on the scaffolding. So
the communication's going to have to come across, but they do have a solid idea of where that player was. But as we see now, the player's kind of rotating in from behind him mid, trying to get the information. Can see the scanner. It's going to get picked up. He might get the audio, but they're going to opt to rotate this.
Yep, know that they saw him by the tunnel side. They're just going to grab the scanner, play the safe angle, walk back to the other site. Don't need to go to the kill here. You can just play the objective safely.
One person's going to be playing here under underpass, and then the other two are going to swing onto site, getting that plant down.
1v starting to push up. Cat, it looks like they're going to go for it. Might opt for long. Nope, going for Cat. Is already taken kind of low by Humanoid a little bit earlier in the round.
Shot's going to ring out, knows exactly where that player will be.
Yep, free firing all these.
It's going to be on the Exodus with this initial. Exodus with the spray ends the round 2-0 for the side of Sleepy.
1v going for those initial pre-fires. Know that he had a 1v3. Know that he had to make something happen. Opting for the pre-fires. But Slay Exodus playing a little bit safer, just crouching under those barrels. We have 2 rounds to Sleepy Juice right now.
We're going to see a weapon change on the side of Sleepy. Darude Cookie's now going to hold an M4 in hand that was previously your SMG player. We're going to see if that makes any changes. There's now all M4s on the map, barring 1 AK in the hand of Makers. This is going to be a B hit, it appears, with 2 going down mid just to kind of clear out that initial player, attempting to do what they did last time. Get that initial mid control and swing hard.
We're watching this corner, tossing a nade out. A little bit far. Vert trading out with Rogue there. Darkmoon on site behind the smoke, backing off, trying to stay alive. Still alive on the back of the site. Rekko grabs one on the cross, a small little gap in the smoke. Rekko getting that kill and grabbing Slay Exodus on the site there. That small little crack in that smoke, just enough to let Rekko get that kill there.
The Makers was doing well with that rotation. He was able to swing from mid and was coming right behind, ready for that pain shift. The gunfights didn't go the way on site. Very good defense on the side of Determine.
5-1 for Hisoka, 5-2 for Rekko right here. 1-2, and we're gonna see if Determined found a little bit of a groove here. The first 2 rounds did go to Sleepy Juice. It looks like Sleepy Juice pushing the A site here. Frag grenade coming out. Doesn't quite make it all the way there.
Good spray to Cookie, gets traded. See, pushing on the site, more trades coming through. All of this is all going in the side of Determined here. It is numbers man advantage right now. Exodus is now spotted out in mid. Rekko's going to take down one on site, and it is all down to Exodus, that mid player. Spotted out, information known. You're going to have 1 player short swinging in, 1 player pushing through the smoke. The audio is going to get heard. 8th coming through. Exodus knows where 1 is, knows that he is also been called out, and bomb is going to be down on a site. A lot to ask of Exodus here.
Very low earlier. Still managed to get the trade, but 3 members still alive for Sleepy Juice. Or for Determined, actually. Getting them that round 2-2 now. Rekko grabbing, it looks like 3 kills that round. 8-2 now for them.
Ready.
We're seeing a lot of flashbangs. Haven't seen too many smoke plays. We saw a little bit on that B cross, but that small gap in the smoke, these smokes do need to be placed very good to be able to make those crosses, unless you're just throwing, quite a few of them.
Seems to be a little bit of miscommunication on the side of Hisoka. He's going to swing far to B side to take that engagement while the fight's going down in A. That's going to be A control, at least for the time being, and Hisoka going on a really long flank. Bomb still in hand, and that's numbers advantage for the attacking side. We're going to try and push through here, and 1B is the lone man to hold this down. Flash is coming out, it's going to back them off. And Hisoka is still slowly completing his flank on far side. Rogue's going to take down Rico. And that 1B is the one surrounded and collapsed.
And my game might have crashed.
I think that's server lag across the board. I have it too, but we appear to be back. And 1B is going to be the one to go down. Hisoka's going down on the flank, and it is still an A push with bomb there.
Dark Moon in this cubby angle here. Vert right above him. Watch both of them watching that B site there. Exodus and Rogue on the other side. Scanner getting planted right now on A.
With that bomb going down, Vert immediately starts pushing down short, and Darkman slowly going to work his way out of that cubby. And it appears to be another server lag of some sort, but we keep chipping right back into it. Dark Moon's now spotted. Vert's working his way down short.
Vert on very little health here. Dark Moon taken very low as well. Both of them one tap to any gun right now. It's one. Vert pushes out, manages to get a headshot, gets another kill.
We're able to take down 2.
1 versus 2, still doesn't have health.
Still has to do a 1v2 with absolutely no health, but started it at a 1v4. Vert none the wiser of Exis. Exis swinging behind him. Is able to stop the clutch. Brilliant attempt out of Vert. No health, taking down 3.
Scan complete. Round lost.
We're going to go ahead and call that timeout to try and figure out what those server lags were.
Round starting.
But 3-2 on the side of attack. It's going to be Sleepy Juice start kicking it off. We're going to see 8-2 for the side of Rico, and Rogue 6-5 on the other side of it. Brilliant work across the board out of both teams.
Yeah, Sleepy Juice at 3 right now. Oop, don't want to do that. 5-minute timeout for this. Just going to see what's happening. It looks like the previous round was a little bit laggy, but I personally, it looks like this round might be good. I think they're just going to wait out, message the people in charge, make sure everything's okay.
So, Switcher, what do you think about the pushes so far? We've seen a few different varieties of attack style from Sleepy. Some pushing mid, some pushing A pretty strongly. We've had a few where they go on flank, where they take mid control. What are the thoughts on Sleepy's attack style?
Yeah, so it looks like Sleepy's really going for that early kill, that early damage, waiting to see if anybody pushes a little bit. We saw last round, I believe it was Makers got double push from both mid and tunnels at the same time, gets taken out on that ramp angle. Couldn't really do a whole lot about someone pushing from both sides, but they're really just looking to, grab that pick, play it a little bit slower. We haven't seen any hard rushes, but that round was it was the first 2 went to Sleepy Juice, the second 2 went to Determined, and then the third going back to Sleepy. So we're going to see if they did any adjustments on those other rounds there. We're going to see a lot of swapping back and forth. Now, for Suna, personally, what is your opinion? Do you prefer defense or do you prefer offense?
I prefer defense. I do like how strong a 2-1-2 split is. The likes of what Determined is. Teams that have solid rotations are rewarded on defense side, and on attack, it's always going to be your normally... You may have numbers, but pushing out of A is really, really rough. And then also B is not exactly an easy transfer. It'll be undetermined to kind of lock down those rotations back and forth and be able to support them. Attack, I do like how you're able to punch a hole through defense and kind of just capitalize on it, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I do personally prefer defense. How about yourself?
I tend to prefer defense as well. Something that I don't think a lot of people really take into account that we're going to see towards Miami will be when you're playing on 0 ping, playing defense is a lot stronger because you don't have to worry about that peeker's advantage. So that's something we're going to see for the in-person LAN. For not in-person, I tend to prefer defense just because I really like the... I play a lot through sound. I play a lot through just strategy, and I feel like you can strategize a little bit more with retakes. There's less of you on a site to have to defend it, so you have to play it a lot smarter to be able to stay alive.
And I fully echo that, especially on the difference between on LAN and online. There's definitely people like that we love to nickname Lanimals, where just on LAN, on 0 ping, they're beasts. Some of these players do have to deal with higher ping. We're seeing a few 100 pings in the lobby anyway. That 100 ping is dropped down to 0. Your actions are as fast and flicky as you are. The skill is equal. There's no barrier of separation at all. So it'll be very, very interesting to see that. And Peeker's advantage, correct? Like, attackers do get to rely on that, swinging the corners, and just you see them before they see you. So seeing which teams are fully up to date on the skill and the mechanical talent, as well as making use of what the game offers.
And we're going to see when the maps end up changing and adding Mar and Keedy in. Keedy, a lot of people tend to prefer that SMG because of how close the angles are. And Peeker's advantage feels a lot different when they're close range fights, when you're using those SMGs that have such a high fire rate.
Agreed. And also, what do you think of the new bullet penetration changes? Bullets now penetrate through flesh. You can get collaterals. You can get wall bangs to a degree. You can kind of... Stacking doesn't work as effectively as it did in the previous qualifiers or previous tournaments.
Yeah, with that change, the Scar got a little bit of a buff. The MK and AK got a little bit of a buff as well. With those penetration changes, don't think it really changes the meta very much. For gun usage, it'll change how people are stacking up so heavily right on each other, for sure. I've already seen a little bit of that in the scrims, a couple of the matches today, but I don't think it necessarily changes the meta too much. There's not a lot of super hard pushes that we've seen in a lot of these games. You know, a lot of teams play the rounds a little bit slower. They're not ready to just get out their smokes, get out their util and push hard. But the timeout looks like it is stopping right now, 5 seconds before we restart here. We're going to get right into round 6. Going to see that timeouts also give you a chance for you to stop, talk with your team, say, hey, is stuff working? Is stuff not working? Kind of mix stuff up. It can't happen.
Let's see if any of that mix-up actually happens. We're going to see a very quick push and getting back mid control, and it's going to be on Maker to receive this, and Rico's going to actually cross here. Bomb and Exodus and a teammate are going to swing mid, but we're going to see Ahsoka take a fight and win on that B site and see if that information changes anything.
Rogue pushing out going down mid. Here. Rogue on the container here, turns around, manages to get the 180 kill on Rekko. 2 versus 3.
That will be bombed down.
Ahsoka peeking Vert on Cat, managed to get the kill. Maker's last
Bombs
one
are covered,
alive.
it's all on Maker's. 1v2 in mid, and Ahsoka's across, all the way across on the opposite side, kind of stopping Makers from making any significant movements. We're going to see a rotation back to the site that Ahsoka knows he controls.
Maker's starting to rotate there. Ahsoka covering the angle. They knew where he was at. And they just said, hey, come plant the scanner. It's going to be safe on this site. 4-2 now for Sleepy Juice. Seems like whatever talk they had and whatever they had working for them on the round right before the pause was working out. Darude, making that switch to that MK. All of Sleepy Juice pushing towards the B site here. No early frags coming out. We've seen a lot of rounds where people have been throwing that early frag to slow down the push, get early damage, but nothing happened quite fast. Vert on this cat angle, on this elbow. Rogue pushing up fast. Frag grenade coming out. Oh! Almost bounces into him and takes out his life, but does take him to half still. Rogue able to
and I do like the conversation that Rekko and Maker definitely had. Rekko's now supporting Maker in mid, kind of stopping that mid denial, but it's not going to matter if the entire team is on B. That is going to be site control. Smoke's going in, and all 4 players of Sleeper is still up. One's going to get cut down on the site rotation, but that's 3 on site. And Rogue coming across, and he will be the 4th to assist site, and it's now into 1B.
Exodus having that scanner here. Going for the plant. 1v, last one alive. Gets taken out by Ahsoka on that long angle. Great smokes helping Sleepy Juice push onto site there. Covering off all of those angles.
Great use of timing, great use of utility, great use of crosses. Sleepy definitely has been practicing.
Round starting. Get ready.
Yeah, Sleepy, one of the PAF teams, so they do have a little bit of experience just even outside of this game with those coordinated pushes. We're going to see if Determined is able to mix it up a little bit, figure out what's going wrong.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going to see that exact same push from last round on basically repeat. Rogue is going to look for Maker here and find the same kill, same spot. Rekko and 1B are pushing mid, and Vert has learned quickly. He's not trying to take short control. It's going to overshoot, and Rogue's going to swing under and take down Vert. It's all on to Dark, and a 1v5 on site. Cut down. Rekko is able to get one before going down himself. And we're going to see Dark Moon now, the lone man standing for his team, on back site to stop the push. Coming up ladder, it's going to be 2 swinging him, and it'll be cut down.
Does manage to get to those barrels, victory. But they hear him reloading there. Know that the sound of him popping out his mag, he is behind these barrels, and very rough positioning for him. Sleepy stacking up really well on each other for these pushes. Rogue pushing up that cat angle, was able to find 2 kills. All by himself there. Slay Exodus playing this mid angle. Maker's playing a little bit farther back. We're going to see if Vert peeks that short angle again. But Sleepy Juice leaning a little bit more heavily towards A this round.
Nate's going to come out and pull Maker from his mid spot, leaving mid kind of uncontested. And Exodus is going to be the lone man there. Fight's going down in
double
that
peek.
tunnel. There's going to be trades coming through. And this is
the
man advantage for Decided Determined now.
3 versus 2.
First can be your lone man on B site, and all the gunfights going down on A. There we go. And lone man standing is now Exodus for his team. Bomb down in kind of an uncomfortable position. Exodus's position isn't known, but he's stuck in the middle between two.
Avert watching that long B angle here. Gonna go through underpass. Exodus. Trying to peek both angles. Slowly pushing around. He's gonna be in such a rough spot in just a second if both of them peek at the same time, but he is walking very slowly. They don't hear him just yet.
Round loss.
And a great
But
double
they
peek.
definitely do there. Brilliant work out of them.
3-6. Last round before the side swap here. Determined was able to grab that round. We'll see if they're able to grab one more here before the side swap.
Round starting.
And we're going to see if Sleepy Juice decides to go back towards B there. You know, they tried that A that round, and that's the round that they lost. I imagine they're just going to say, hey, it was working when we went towards B. Let's do that again. But it looks like they're playing this one a little bit more default. Recco and Makers going into lower tons quick here, pushing together.
I was just coming out, not going to find anything. But Kogi's going to take that initial peek. Banana right behind him. Banana's going to get that trade. Maker's going to trade it right back. And 1B's there to help him. And the mid fight's going down. Darkmoon winning his one. And Rogue's going to trade with Makers. And that is now, for the very last round, Exodus. Lone man standing yet again. So this time it's a 1v3.
Exodus in this mid angle here. Going to start pushing up. Scanner is down at the top of tunnels right now.
1B seems to be aware of where the bomb is and is just kind of playing that spawn side. Exodus taking the engagement. Darkmoon now has that call out. 1B's just like, I will watch bomb. Nade's going to come in, not to fruition. Darkmoon swings under underpass. Exodus and Darkmoon both likely have audio of each other. Darkmoon's just going to back off. 1B is definitely where that scanner is kind of ADSing that tunnel. Exodus taking a little bit of the fall damage, dropping down. 2 smokes to go through, and Darkmoon just holding that long angle.
Now there is 50 seconds left on this clock, but Exodus does need to make it all the way to tunnels and grab the scanner and get a plant down or take out both members. 1v playing the timer here. This round looking very rough for Exodus. Gonna have to push through this underpass area. 30 seconds.
30 seconds remain.
Both members are determined playing that scanner position. They see that it's down, willing to just play the objective here.
Exodus slowly working his way back. 20 seconds to find both kills. Bomb plan is almost completely unviable at this point. Darkmoon going to be the first engagement. It's going to get this audio. Around the corner.
Oh.
Darkmoon with the round win, making it a 4-6 at the half.
Great headshot from Darkmoon there. 4-6. Let's get a side swap in and see how Determined plays on this attacker side. Pistol round right after the swap.
Get ready.
We see some very strong slayers on both sides. This is largely Hisoka and Recco kind of trading back and forth in damage and in kills. We're gonna see which team can, or which player can kind of rally. Rogue's gonna be playing Maker's position of mid, and we're gonna see the very familiar 2-1-2 split, but it's gonna be an A push. We're gonna see lower tons getting cleared out by 2 members, and Recco kind of just holding and waiting. Pistol fights going on in mid, no real damage coming through, although Rogue is on his last life. Smoke's gonna go down, audio's gonna be heard through. Rogue taking a swing, calls out, but he has 2 players to deal with, goes down there. And now A's being collapsed on by all members.
With 2 kills. Recco pushing out, grabbing a headshot as well. They know where Darude's at. It's taken to about half. By 3 members on the site now. Darude taking a couple shots, still hasn't landed a kill just yet. Recco pushing from behind. Managing to get the kill
able
there.
to get a kill down, but he's now in a very familiar position of that 1v4. Last member alive, taking the fight in back spawn, is not going to win it. Maker was able to push all the way to defensive spawn, deny that cross. We're going to see a map go down. It's now 6-5, only 1 map or 1 round difference.
And if you can get into that Rayab spawn position when you are on attacker and you have control of one of the sites, that position is so strong, being able to see the complete mid angle and that rotate. It takes quite a while to rotate from one site to another, so if you can grab control there, very strong. 5-6.
And are you seeing what I'm seeing, Smoochie? Look at those guns. We're going to see M4s, but we're also going to see an SMG on both teams. Maker's still running that AK, but we're going to see a little bit of a weapon switch up. I'm very curious to see if that comes to fruition or kind of what effect that plays.
Grenades coming out, flashbangs, and frags coming out. Slay Exodus managing to get around the corner right before that frag goes off. Humanoid Banana taking out 2 on Cat, and the 3 members of Determined pushing up along. The smoke doesn't quite cover the whole angle, but they still managed to get a kill. 3 of them on this ramp angle right here. Rogue pushing from behind though. And great cleanup, great rotation from Sleepy Juice there with those callouts. Realizing
These
how many
callouts
players
indeed,
were called
they
out.
reacted very, very on time to what they were needing to, assisting their team
Round starting.
in the perfect time. They were able to swing back as all the information started to come through. And as we've been watching these matches, we've started to notice the reaction speed of teams to change position and flex where needed has made or broke rounds completely. We're going to see that all 5 members mid here. Nade's going to come down, get a little bit of a chunk, but nothing significant. And Rogue is going to be the lone man as of right this second to stop the 5. Banana's going to be denying the short push. And they're just slowly inching up. Rogue's going to get that audio and kind of call over Cookie. Hey, I hear a lot. Backing off and hoping to get the swing down. Nade's going to arc to short. There's nothing there yet.
Rogue
And
ankle. Managed to get
Underscalping's
three.
going down. Rogue all 3 before getting traded by Maker. And Cookie is able to get one of his own. And it is all on 1.
1v in the tunnels here. He does have the scanner. Pushing.
He's going to have to deal with
now.
Ahsoka's SMG. Ahsoka's slowly walking in. 1v kind of aware of his position. Just pick the corner to hopefully get this initial pick. Cookie's going to be not far behind. Now has the information in the call out.
1 versus 3 now. Darude at half. 50 seconds for 1v to pick where they want to go. They know that they were at the top of tunnels. Sleepy Juice does. And we're going to see Slay Exodus trying to watch the cross here. 1v going for this big rotate.
He definitely has the time to make this, though, but he's not going to have a lot of time in this transition. Looks like a pre-fire, maybe a
I think what
misread.
that was is he pulled out his pistol to try to bait them towards the other site. You know, make a couple of shots, say, "Oh, my gun misfired. I'm going to the site." But Sleepy Juice not falling for it.
Exodus slowly walking up, but still holding that main position, and Banana's going to be the one on this right side. One we going to just hope and pray that this worked out,
Round
but
loss.
Humano Banana kind of showing that it didn't. Good attempt, though.
Yeah, great
I
idea.
love the
Trying to use
mind
that
games.
block
I love
there.
the mind games.
Trying to mind game, but Sleepy Juice either didn't hear the shots or, just content. They had 3 players alive. They didn't need to, all rotate to one site.
Yeah, they were perfectly comfortable with retake and playing off the old information that they had. We're going to see almost a complete A rotation here. We're going to have 2 players mid, but they're just going to hold and make sure Rogue doesn't push up, but he has not yet. We're going to see Ahsoka with that SMG in hand in charge of locking down this tunnel. Nate's going to go through, not find Rekko, didn't go far enough yet. Some casual gunfights going on in mid, no real damage out yet. Ahsoka going to try another nade, also not going far enough down the tunnel, but Rogue goes down to Dark Moon. That's going to be mid control. Opening up, Ahsoka also goes down to Rekko. That's going to be side control and mid control starting to go in the favor.
Darude at this quad angle, last one alive on site. Dark Moon and Makers are pushing up the ramp, but Humanoid coming behind him. Gets 1, gets 2.
Good work out of Human to equalize that, and then Human's going to get another on Vert.
And Darude with the back off, able to stay alive there. Rekko now the last one alive on the team, 1 versus 3.
Humanoid able to shut down a brilliant push. Now it's all on Rekko. Back sight, position's known. They're slowly going to walk in. Humanoid watching the wrong angle is going to get cut
great
down by
double tap.
Rekko. Cookie's just going to play this tight containers, and Exodus is just going to watch it. They know he has to cross out. Position now known. Cookie's slowly going to walk up. Will Rekko get this audio?
Here's the footsteps. Managed to get
Gets
2.
one more.
Can he get the
Absolute,
third?
though. No health bar is going to be his bane there. Cookie clutching it up for his team.
And you saw
Brilliant work
Darude,
out of
last
Humanoid.
one alive when he was on quad, was able to get to that long angle and just stay alive. You know, if you are on the site, they didn't have the numbers advantage, but they were able to just stay alive till the end of that round, and it paid off for him. 5-9 now for Sleepy Juice.
We're going to see kind of a change of pace. It's going to be a B hit this time. We're still going to put those 2 players mid, and Bomb's going to be rotating on that back B line. It's going to be on Exodus and Banana to get those initial engagements coming through. Dark and Maker's going to get those usual engagements on Rogue, and no real movement on the defensive side yet. But as Exodus is going to see all 3, we're going to see immediately Cookie starting to run over.
Oh my god.
Brilliant nade of a Humanoid to take down 2. Smoke's coming in, but another nade onto Exodus this time around. We're going to see all players on the defensive side, 2 under underpass, 1 over short, and 1 on the site. Humano Band just continuing to pop off for his team.
Oh my god.
He's going to continue to
4K?
win the round.
Is that a 4K?
4K.
Huge.
1 assisted nade, and the rest was all
Match
Humanoid.
point.
And that'll put his team to match point.
Rekko at 21-11. Humanoid 19-10 after that round.
Round
Match
starting.
point for Sleepy Juice. Determined needs to get this round to stay in it. More of a
Determined
default.
going to bank all in this B push. to hopefully keep their hopes alive in this tournament.
Now, Rogue's been sitting behind this barrel at mid, mostly going for just intel. We haven't seen any pre-nades at the start of these rounds. Both teams playing a little bit slower. Exodus trading shots back and forth. Exodus taking to about half on site.
Cookie's going to go over to assist and kind of set Hisoka back site with that SMG on that off angle, kind of stopping any rotations. 2 players on site of the aggress site, and both players mid for the attacking side haven't really moved yet. So Rogue has no reason to move as well.
You see
Going
Humanoid
to get those nade onto site. A little bit overshot though.
Humanoid.
And Exodus just lying in wait here.
Ready to throw. Tosses the nade and doesn't go far enough.
Nades his teammate, but thankfully doesn't take his health bar any farther down than it needs to. And those mid players are now going to be pushing short here. Banana's going to get this read, and Exodus and Banana are going to have to pull themselves off of site to address the situation. But Humanoid Banana does address that situation, takes on 2 short. But that is his teammate down on site. But Cookie's now here to assist from underpass, and Rogue from short, and that's going to back Reku and 1B off. Thankfully, bomb in hand for the attacking side. They can make this rotation. 40 seconds left.
Yes,
but you still have Hisoka mid.
Hisoka watching that mid angle. Reku does have the scanner here. He's going to start pushing it back. Hisoka's about to get that sound cue. 30 seconds left. 2 versus 4. Hisoka gets taken out by Reku.
Banana's slowly working on short, and 2 players are going to be pushing mid here. 1v down to the 1v3 for the game loss. That's going to be Sleepy with the victory. 11-5 on Suna.
21-10 on Humanoid Banana. Reku 23-12. Great showing from both teams. And Sleepy Juice taking that one, ending their qualifiers 3-0.
Humanoid Banana going massive for his team in multiple instances. Definitely the star player of the defensive round, and Hisoka being the star player of the offensive round. Brilliant work out of all members from both teams. Good job.
And we were seeing that MK use the most there. I think we saw some people starting off with that AK and then swapping off to that MK. A couple of SMGs. But we're going to see once the maps end up changing towards Kiri, towards Mara, I believe we're going to get a lot more gun variety with those SMGs with a mixture of the other, the ARs, and probably a lot more Glocks if I had to guess for the pistol rounds. But great showing from both teams there to end off that. 3-0 for Sleepy. Let me see if there's any other matches we might be able to join up with right now to keep the cast going.
I enjoyed watching both matches, or both teams kind of flexing that offensive side back and forth, really trying to pressure and keep the enemy team on their toes. It was very, very noticeable to both teams. They've been definitely practicing their attack. It's also worth noting that Determined is 2nd place in the standings before this round started. They're both some very good teams.
Mug Maniacs versus No Fun Intended is still going on. I'm going to go ahead and try to join that one really quick.
Yeah, no C. Vail, thank you for the 5 gifted subs in the chat. I'm just noticing.